What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video with your host, as always, K-Mac Time. Thanks again for watching my videos. Your one-stop shop for all things animation, cartoons, video games, and anything and all things nerdy. Now today I have some really cool information about the upcoming Spongebob movie. Now we got some information about this earlier in the year. It was released that this was coming, and some information about it has recently surfaced. So I thought I would jump into that now. If you don't remember back, this is the third SpongeBob movie. The very first one was released in 2004. It was a 2D, traditional style animation SpongeBob movie, SpongeBob the SquarePants movie. It grossed around $150 million worldwide, did exceptionally well. And in 2015, we got its sequel, which was the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. And that movie absolutely killed the box office, doing around $325 million. Now this third one is going to be called A Wonderful Sponge. Now this is going to be a Christmas themed movie, believe it or not. Even though it is going to be released in July 2020, it's going to be a Christmas themed movie based around the Christmas movie It's a Wonderful Life. So it's going to be based around that loosely. It's going to have ties to that. It's going to have plot points that are kind of derivative of that. And I thought that was pretty interesting and pretty cool. Like I said, the release date for this, I believe, is like July 17th, 2020, and so it's still a pretty far ways off here in terms of when we'll get a chance to see it. Maybe we'll get a trailer this summer, maybe another one after that at Comic-Con, maybe something like that. But some pretty cool details about this leaked, not leaked, but were discussed recently in a press conference at Paramount Animation. One of the top executives gave a couple of quotes that I thought were pretty cool and a little bit telling about what the movie is going to be about, its animation style, and what we can overall expect from the experience of this movie. So apparently the movie is going to be an origin story detailing how SpongeBob first met the rest of the Bikini Bottom gang at a summer camp. The opening sequence will take place at a place called Camp Coral, and it will detail how the characters first met. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've always wondered, you know, how long have Patrick and SpongeBob and Squidward and all these people known each other? Did they grow up together? Did they go to school together? Or did they meet when they moved into these houses and became neighbors? It was never really fully explained. But this is going to be a perfect time for that. And I'm very excited for this. Like I said, I'm a huge SpongeBob fan. I have been since the very beginning. This is going to be coming out in 2020, which will be its 20-year anniversary. Can you guys believe that? It is going to be 20 years in just a few years. It'll be 20 years of SpongeBob. It's outrageous. I can remember when this series started. I was a kid watching it every day. Makes me feel old, but at the same time, it's still cool that the series is still going, still popular, and still as great as it is today. A couple other things to touch on here. The film is going to offer the first ever fully CG characters and environments in this version of SpongeBob. There'll also be some hybrid sequences with real life characters, much like we saw in the previous SpongeBob movies. You know, the David Hasselhoff stuff where it's live action for a minute and have actual real life actors in the movies. Things along that line, there's a little bit of hybrid going on there. But in terms of it being the very first CG movie in the SpongeBob, that's pretty interesting. They usually stick with the more traditional hand-drawn style like we saw in previous movies. They did do a little bit of CG in the second one, but like I said, the first SpongeBob movie is mostly the traditional 2D hand-drawn animation style we've kind of come accustomed to from the older days of the earlier days of SpongeBob. But they are making this transition to a CG. The CG studio is going to be doing this, I believe, out of Canada. It's a Montreal-based animation studio. It's called Micros, or I believe I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm not sure. They've done things like the Captain Underpants movie. They're also currently working on the Asterix, A Secret of the Magic Potion movie. They have a long history of CG animation and doing it very well. So it's in very capable hands there. I'm excited to see what they can do for this. I'm not sure how I feel about the CG versus the 2D animation. I'm sure it's going to be comparable, if not better. It'll look crisper, I'm sure. But there is something to be said about the old style as well, having that traditional feel. But again, it's an origin story. You can be looking forward to this in 2020, summer of 2020 in July. Very cool stuff here happening from Nickelodeon and from Paramount Studios. Very exciting stuff here for all the Nickelodeon and SpongeBob fans. Cannot get enough of this. Cannot wait to see this movie and get some more, maybe a trailer or some more details or some concept art, some animatics. Anything along those lines would be absolutely amazing at this point. But we'll have to wait and see when that stuff starts to come out slowly. And until then, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button, hitting that subscribe button and the little bell button to get information like this, up-to-date animation, cartoons, and video game news in your sub boxes daily. If you guys can hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. But until next time, guys, remember that it's always K-Max time somewhere. Until then, guys, take it easy and peace out.
Right in.
Go Team Venture.